Maliki, Omar Dunlop, welcome and congratulations.
Thank you.
Again.
Jazakallah khair.
Blessed are those whose strength is in you, who have set their hearts on pilgrimage, as they pass through the valley of Becca. So they go to pilgrimage and they pass through the valley of Becca. Who do you know in Christianity or Judaism make pilgrimage through the valley of Becca? I would like Brother Ken to give me this answer.
What was your religion before Islam? And I want you to make some sort of comments about this part of your life before accepting Islam.
Well, I would have to say that I have to divide my religion before Islam into two sections. The first answer is that I was born into a Christian family, which is the particular sect of Christianity was Baptist, which is Protestant. And I can talk about this portion of my life that really I had no doubt in this belief particularly when I was younger, and I did find a lot of comfort really when reading the Bible, a lot of peace and so on. But as you get older, actually the analogy I've heard is that faith, iman, is sometimes like a cup. When you're a kid, the cup is smaller, so you have to fill it with less. But when you get older, the cup gets bigger, and you need more to fill it. So this led me to the conclusion that, the world is full of religion. There's many different religions, and you have to be sure. It's like I said on the last program, that every human being, the heart wants yaqeen. It wants certainty. Your heart is looking for the creator of the heart, right? This is the natural state of the human being. And so I was looking for this yaqeen, or this certainty. Even though I was born into a religion that brought me some comfort, I still felt fear. It's like a natural taqwa, I want to make sure that I'm on the right path. And so that's when I began to study different religions, and I studied every religion that I could find a book about, whether it was New Age philosophy, or they call it New Age philosophy, or they also I don't know, they have different words for it. Words for it. And then I would study Buddhism, Hinduism. This is the natural route that the American will go. Which is why if you go to America, actually you'll find a lot of people who aren't Christian, and you ask them their religion and they'll say things like agnostic, Buddhist, really, and they're American, because they only take it so far, They only take the study of religion so far. But I kept going. Nothing was really satisfactory to me until I had that yaqeen, until I read certain things about Islam, was making a comparison between the Quran, the Bible, reading seerah, and really soaking in the deen, And once I did that and I found that yaqeen, then it was like a whole new level. It was a new level of faith, and the cup of faith, the cup of iman, it grew and was full. It was full when I began to study Islam.
Right.
1 Kings chapter 8, verse 27. Pay attention to this verse. But will God really dwell on earth? The heaven, even the highest heaven, cannot contain you. How much less this house that I have built? Job chapter 9, verse 32. He, God, is not a man like me, that I might answer him. Job chapter 25, verses 4 through 6. It says, how much less than man, who is but a maggot, a son of man, who is only a worm? 73 times, I believe it is, in the New Testament, Jesus refers to himself as the Son of Man. Surely you don't believe that he's a worm, and surely you don't believe that God is a worm.
What did you discover when you began studying Islam, studying the life of Prophet Muhammad?
This is such a big question. I could tell you, I can quote a non-Muslim who studied his life, a Christian named Montgomery Watt. He was studying the life of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he said, and I'm quoting, to suppose Muhammad as an imposter, meaning a liar, raises more problems than it solves. This is his quote. Because when you study his life, you see someone that was devoted completely to his Rabb, to his Lord. And even the non-Muslims admit this. They have to, because they see certain things. For example, when he was in the cave with Abu Bakr, right? And the Meccans are coming to him, and Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiallahu anhu, what does he say? He says, you know, he's like worried, right? So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, does he say, okay, let's try to find a back way out of the cave? No. Does he say, let's hide further, let's go back and hide? Or does he really, does Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, does he start to sweat or something? No. He says, relax, Allah is with us, right? This shows you that he is sincere, that his heart is absolutely confirmed in his belief. And when you look to the life of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, you see struggle, you see trial. I mean, all of his children died except Fatima in his life, right? 13 assassination attempts on his life. And never once do you hear him complaining to a human being. Never. The only time you hear him complain, you can read all through hadith and all through sirah, is when he's complaining to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So this is what anybody who has even a 10% open mind, when they read sirah and they read hadith, they will come away with no doubt that this is one of the most influential and beautiful people to have ever lived, and he believed he was a prophet. There was no doubt in his mind. Now, some people will say, in fact, my wife asked me this question. My wife also converted to Islam, and if you were to ask her what convinced her, she will tell you this story, that she came to this same conclusion. It's difficult to call Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and say that he was faking it or something like this. We know this is not feasible. But your mind has natural questions. Maybe he was sincere, but what if he was crazy, right? It was delusion, astaghfirullah al-azim, but it's a natural thought process. Well, then you will see something very interesting. During his life, when his son, Ibrahim, passed away, the Muslims began to circulate the eclipse of the sun. You know, the sun had an eclipse, the sky went dark. The Muslims began to circulate this as a miracle, right? They used to say, you know, it's a miracle. Your son died, the sky goes dark. Now I'm saying if he is insane or crazy, astaghfirullah al-azim, but if he was, he would believe this, right? He would say, it's right, it has to be a miracle. Because he's going through something very emotionally difficult. And anybody who's studied psychology, they will tell you that when you're going through something very difficult emotionally, you're more prone to give in to your delusion. But his response was what? He said, the sun and the moon are signs of Allah, and they do not eclipse for the birth or death of any man. Jameen. So the only conclusion you can draw, if you even have 10% open mind, is that he was who he said he was, which was the Rasul of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Splendid.
Thank you.
I'll be back to you.
I think this is the point or the time, after all these debates, since the concept of Islam till now, I think all of you get a better picture and you can make your choice. Even Brother Ken said, now it's your decision. You can make your own choice. If anybody, and I'm asking anybody, if anybody sees that the truth is Islam and he wants to become a Muslim right now, please come here. Come on. Islam is based on 5 things. You have to do it. You have to believe that there is no God but Allah, and you have to say it. And you have to believe that Prophet Muhammad is his servant and messenger, and you have to say it. So I will say it in English so you will understand what I'm saying, and then you will repeat after me in English and Arabic. Okay? I bear witness that there is no God but Allah.
There is no God but Allah.
And I bear witness
And I bear witness
that Muhammad is his servant and messenger.
is his servant and messenger.
I will say it in Arabic, and please repeat after me.